All right, let's dive into Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas.
Oh, this is a good one.
This book is all about rewiring our brains for trading success, and I'm hooked already.
Yeah.
It starts with this idea that trading can feel so easy when you're winning, but then mastering it, it's like surprisingly tough.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, that's the thing about trading psychology, right? It's
Yeah.
often the missing piece.
Yeah.
Douglas says that consistent success, well, it's not just about, like technical analysis or anything like that.
Right.
It's really about understanding how our minds work under pressure.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Trading is a boundary-less environment.
Boundaryless.
Boundaryless.
What does that even mean?
It means, unlike, say, a basketball game, where you have clear rules and boundaries.
Right.
Trading has this immense freedom,
Yeah.
You're not confined to a court or a set of plays.
Right.
You can trade any market, any time, any amount of money.
Yeah.
It's liberating, but that lack of structure, well, it can also be psychologically dangerous.
Okay, so it's like all this freedom can actually work against us.
Absolutely.
Really?
It's like being a kid in a candy store with no parents around, right?
Oh, yeah.
You might get a sugar rush at first, but without some guidelines, you're likely to end up with a stomachache.
Oh, okay. So how does this boundaryless thing, how does it actually trip us up in trading?
Well, Douglas points out 4 common problems that traders often face.
Okay.
The first one is we're often unwilling to create rules for ourselves.
Oh, interesting.
We crave that freedom, but then we hesitate to set boundaries, which can lead to, those impulsive decisions.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like we want the freedom to eat all the candy, but we don't want the responsibility of knowing when to stop.
Exactly. And that ties into the second problem, failing to take responsibility.
Oh, okay.
When things go wrong, it's easy to blame the market, instead of owning up to our own choices.
Right.
It's like saying, the candy made me eat it.
Makes.
And I bet you can guess the third problem.
Oh, let me think. Is it chasing those random rewards?
You nailed it.
Okay.
Think about it. Scoring a big win releases dopamine in our brains, right?
Oh, yeah.
Makes us feel amazing.
Oh, really?
But instead of, sticking to a plan,
Yeah.
we often chase that high, making these impulsive decisions, trying to recapture the thrill.
Oh, so it's like we're getting addicted to the sugar rush.
It is. It is.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And the fourth problem.
Yeah. What's number 4?
It's this struggle with external versus internal control.
Okay.
We start to feel like the market is controlling us
Oh, yeah.
instead of the other way around, right?
Right.
So we're reacting emotionally to every price swing, getting, swept away by fear and greed.
So even if we're not traders, could these psychological traps show up in other areas of our lives too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, these pitfalls are all too human.
Right?
Think about any time you set a goal with struggle to stay disciplined. Maybe it's diet, exercise, or even just sticking to a budget.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's that same internal battle between, freedom and structure, instant gratification versus long-term goals.
So Douglas is saying it's all about mindset.
In many ways.
Are you saying consistent winning traders have some sort of superpower?
Not exactly a superpower, but they definitely think differently, that's for sure.
Okay.
It's not just about being smart or having a fancy trading system.
Right.
It's about understanding your emotions and mastering your mental state when real money is on the line.
So even the smartest people can struggle with trading if their mindset isn't right.
Precisely.
Wow.
Even top market analysts, the people who understand all the charts and patterns, they can be terrible traders.
Oh, wow.
Because they might be brilliant at analyzing data,
Right.
but they haven't mastered the psychological game.
So their emotions get the best of them.
They do. And they end up making those impulsive decisions.
That's mind-blowing. So what are some of these specific fears that hold traders back?
Well, Douglas outlines 4 primary trading fears that drive, those costly errors.
Okay.
The first one is the fear of being wrong.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
It's human nature. We want to be right.
Right.
And admitting we've made a bad call, well, it can be tough on the ego.
Definitely.
Then there's the fear of losing money, which is a pretty obvious one.
Especially in trading.
Especially in trading, right.
Yeah.
No one likes to see their hard-earned money disappear.
Yeah.
And that fear can make us second-guess ourselves or hold on to losing trades for way too long.
Okay, I get that.
And then, of course, there's the fear of missing out. FOMO, as they say.
Definitely thought.
It's that nagging feeling that we're missing the next big opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Which can lead us to chase trades or jump into the market without a solid plan.
Right.
And the fourth fear,
Okay, what's number 4?
it's the fear of leaving money on the table.
Okay.
This is the fear of exiting a trade too early
Oh, okay.
and missing out on potential profits. It can make us hold on to those winning trades for too long,
Oh, I see.
hoping for even bigger gains, only to see the market turn against us.
So it's like all these fears, they create this kind of mental tug of war,
Exactly.
pulling us in all these different directions, and it makes it so hard to think clearly.
And because trading is boundaryless,
Right.
our internal rules become even more important.
Okay.
You see, our beliefs and attitudes, well, they shape how we perceive the market
Okay.
and ultimately determine our actions.
Wait, are you saying our beliefs can actually distort how we see the market?
Absolutely.
Right.
We literally see the market through the lens of our beliefs,
Oh.
often filtering out information that challenges those beliefs.
So it's like we're wearing those rose-colored glasses
It is.
that only let us see what confirms our pre-existing notions?
Right, and to illustrate this, Douglas tells a story about a trader who was terrified of snakes.
Oh, really?
But the trader's young son, he had absolutely no fear of snakes whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
He even tried to pick one up.
Oh.
It just highlights how much our beliefs, not inherent danger, really drive our reactions.
That's fascinating.
Imagine letting that fear dictate all your trading decisions. You'd miss out on so many potential opportunities.
Yeah, for sure.
And that brings us to the 5 fundamental truths that Douglas lays out
Okay.
for achieving trading success.
Okay.
He calls them the operating system for a winning trader's mind.
Okay, hit me with these truths.
All right, the first one is, anything can happen in the market.
Okay.
Sounds simple, but it's actually a profound realization.
Right.
The market is inherently unpredictable, and accepting that fact is crucial for managing our expectations and emotions.
So we can't control everything, even with the best analysis and strategies.
That's right.
What's the second truth?
All right, this one might surprise you. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
We don't need a crystal ball.
you don't.
That changes everything.
It does.
Okay, what's the third truth?
The third truth is, there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given edge.
So it's like flipping a coin. Even if it's a fair coin, you won't get heads every time.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
It's about understanding probabilities, not trying to predict every single outcome.
Okay, what's truth number 4?
Okay, number 4. An edge is just a higher probability of success, not a guarantee.
Okay.
Even the best trading systems or strategies, they have losing trades.
Right.
The goal is to have an edge that tilts the odds in your favor over time.
So it's like having a slight advantage in a casino game. You might not win every hand, but over many hands, the odds are in your favor.
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense.
And the fifth and final truth.
Okay, lay it on me.
Every single market moment is unique.
Okay.
The past does not perfectly predict the future.
Right.
Each moment is influenced by countless factors, many of which are unknown or impossible to even quantify.
Wow, these 5 truths, they're pretty powerful. I'm starting to see how they could shift our focus from trying to predict the market to participating in it with more realistic expectations.
That's precisely the point.
Okay.
By embracing these truths, we can start to loosen the grip of fear and uncertainty and develop a more objective and adaptable approach to trading.
This is all really fascinating, but I have to admit, the idea of embracing uncertainty in trading feels a little counterintuitive.
I can see that.
Don't we want to feel confident and certain about our decisions?
That's a great question, and it leads us to one of the most surprising insights from the book. The more we try to create certainty in trading, the less successful we often become.
Really?
Yeah, that pursuit of certainty, it can actually lead to analysis paralysis, hesitation, and missed opportunities.
So we shouldn't strive for certainty at all.
It's not about avoiding planning or analysis altogether.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that even with the best plan, there will always be an element of uncertainty.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. In fact, embracing that uncertainty can actually be incredibly liberating.
Okay, I'm starting to see what you mean. But
Yeah.
how can we be comfortable with not knowing what's going to happen next? That seems like a recipe for anxiety.
That's where the skill of thinking in probabilities comes in.
Okay.
It's a key shift in mindset that successful traders embrace.
Probabilities.
Think of it like this.
Okay, I'm listening. Lay it on me, this whole thinking in probabilities thing.
All right, well, think of it this way.
Yeah.
Successful traders are a lot like casinos.
How so?
Casinos, they don't try to predict whether each individual player will win or lose.
Okay.
They focus on playing the odds over the long run,
Right.
knowing that the house edge will work in their favor eventually.
So are you saying traders should approach the market like a casino game?
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
It's about, shifting our focus
Yeah.
from trying to predict every single outcome to focusing on consistently taking trades that fit our edge,
Okay.
knowing that the odds will play out over time.
So it's not about winning every trade. It's about having a system that gives you, like a statistical advantage over time.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
By accepting that there's this random distribution between wins and losses,
Yeah.
those losses become part of the process, not personal failures.
That's a huge mental shift.
It is.
Instead of getting emotionally wrecked after every loss,
Yeah.
we can start to see them as just, part of the game.
Right.
Like a gambler who knows they're not going to win every hand.
Exactly. It takes the sting out of those losses and helps us stay focused on the bigger picture.
This is all making a lot more sense now.
Good, good.
But, let's be honest, being consistent in trading is hard.
It is, it is.
It's easy to say think in probabilities and don't get emotional.
Yeah.
But putting it into practice, that's a whole other ballgame.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
Consistency, it isn't some personality trait you're born with. It's a skill that's developed through practice and mental training.
So how do we train for that?
And that's where Douglas's 7 principles of consistency come in.
Okay, 7 principles.
These are essentially a set of beliefs that support objective decision-making and emotional stability in trading.
So it's like having a mental checklist to make sure we're staying on track.
You got it. These principles help us stay grounded in those 5 fundamental truths we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
Even when our emotions are running high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can we dive into those 7 principles?
Absolutely.
I'm really curious to know how those can actually help us become, more consistent traders.
And to make it even more practical,
Yeah.
Douglas outlines a specific trading exercise in the book
Okay.
that's designed to help instill these principles as functional beliefs.
A trading exercise to rewire our brains for consistency.
Right.
Okay, I'm all in. I'm ready for this.
We'll hold that thought,
Okay.
because in the next part of our deep dive,
All right.
we're going to break down that trading exercise step by step and explore how it can help you shift from, a fear-based mindset to one of confidence and consistency in your trading journey.
All right, I'm ready for part 3.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so let's jump into this trading exercise you mentioned.
All right, you ready for some mental weightlifting?
I think so. Let's do it.
It's not about, physical exertion or anything.
Okay.
It's designed to help us rewire our brains for consistent trading.
Okay.
Think of it as a way to practice those 7 principles we just discussed.
All right.
Turn them from abstract ideas into concrete actions.
So what's the first step in this mental workout?
All right, so at its core,
Yeah.
the exercise is about trading your system,
Okay.
whatever that system may be, with unwavering discipline.
Okay.
You commit to taking a specific number of trades.
Okay.
Douglas recommends at least 20,
Okay, 20 trades?
without deviating from your predefined rules.
No changing our minds.
No second guessing, no changing your mind midway, no letting emotions take over.
Okay, so we're putting our trading plan on autopilot.
Pretty much, yeah.
But what if our system starts generating losses? Do we just keep going?
That's where the real learning comes in.
Okay.
Remember those 5 fundamental truths.
Yeah.
This exercise is about experiencing those truths firsthand, proving them to ourselves through action.
Okay.
We might hit those losing streaks, but the goal is to stay disciplined, trusting that the odds will eventually work in our favor if our system has, that statistical edge.
So it's about shifting our focus from, trying to predict every single trade outcome
Right.
to trusting the process over the long run.
Exactly. And here's a key point.
Okay.
The goal isn't necessarily to make money during this exercise.
Really?
The primary goal is to develop the mental discipline to execute our system flawlessly.
So it's like we're training our minds to act like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Like following the rules without hesitation or emotional interference.
Exactly. And as we do this,
Yeah.
we'll start to notice those subconscious beliefs and emotional patterns that have been sabotaging us. Maybe we'll find ourselves hesitating to take a trade, even though it fits our criteria, or getting overly excited after a few wins.
Right.
These observations are valuable data points, helping us identify those areas where we need to work on our mental game.
So this exercise is like holding a mirror up to our trading psychology.
It is.
Revealing those blind spots and areas for improvement.
Exactly. And to make it even more effective,
Yeah.
Douglas suggests literally writing down those 5 fundamental truths and 7 principles of consistency,
Huh?
keeping them in front of you as you trade.
It's like a cheat sheet for our minds.
It is a constant reminder of the mindset we're aiming for.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you catch yourself slipping into those old patterns of thinking
Right.
or feeling that urge to deviate from the plan, just gently guide yourself back to those core principles.
Okay.
Remember, this is a process.
Yeah.
Rewiring our brains, it takes time and effort.
This could be challenging, especially when, like those inner conflicts start to bubble up. Do you have any tips for dealing with like those moments of doubt or frustration?
Yeah, the key is to approach the exercise with a sense of curiosity and self-compassion.
Okay.
Notice the
Yeah.
spots and emotions without judgment.
Right.
It's like we're becoming observers of our own minds, studying how they react under pressure.
So instead of beating ourselves up for feeling fear or doubt, we can actually treat those emotions as valuable feedback.
Exactly. It's about cultivating self-awareness, not self-criticism.
Right. Okay.
And as we become more aware of those patterns, we can start to challenge and reframe them.
So it's like we're slowly but surely replacing those faulty lines of code with, like new, more empowering beliefs that support our trading goals.
That's a great way to put it. And as we go through this process,
Yeah.
we'll likely experience those aha moments where we suddenly see things from a new perspective.
Oh, yeah.
We might realize that a belief we've held for years is actually holding us back,
Right.
or that we're more capable than we thought.
That's exciting. It's like we're unlocking hidden potential within ourselves.
Exactly. And as we continue to practice these principles,
Yeah.
they'll gradually become more ingrained in our thinking and behavior.
Okay.
It's like learning to drive a car.
Yeah.
At first, it takes conscious effort to remember all the steps,
Right.
but eventually, those actions become automatic.
Right.
We don't even have to think about them.
So the goal is to make those winning trading habits so ingrained that they become second nature.
Exactly. We're essentially rewiring our brains for consistent trading success.
Wow. Okay. So let's say we've, diligently gone through this exercise
Okay.
and really internalized those 7 principles.
Right.
What's next?
Well, according to Douglas, this lays the foundation for moving to those higher levels of trading,
Okay.
the subjective stage and eventually the intuitive stage.
Wait, there are levels to this. It's like we're leveling up our trading skills.
That's a fun way to think about it.
Yep.
So in the subjective stage, we have more freedom to adapt and adjust our approach based on, our own experience and insights.
Okay.
We're not just rigidly following a system.
Right.
We're starting to develop our own unique trading style.
So it's like we've mastered the basics and now we're ready to freestyle a bit.
Yeah. You can see that.
But doesn't that make us, more vulnerable to those old self-sabotaging beliefs creeping back in?
You're right. That's a real danger.
Okay.
This is where the book's emphasis on self-awareness and emotional control becomes even more crucial.
Okay.
We need to be vigilant about monitoring our thoughts and emotions, making sure those old limiting beliefs aren't driving our decisions.
So it's like we're constantly checking our mental software for bugs, making sure everything is running smoothly.
Exactly. And as we progress to that intuitive stage,
Right.
our understanding of the market becomes almost instinctual.
Okay.
We're not overthinking or second-guessing ourselves.
Right.
We're just flowing with the market, effortlessly identifying and capitalizing on opportunities.
That sounds amazing. It's like reaching that Zen master level of trading.
Precisely. But remember,
Yeah.
we can't force intuition.
Right.
It develops over time with practice, experience, and a deep understanding of ourselves and the market.
So it's like we're cultivating a deep sense of trust in ourselves and our ability to navigate the market's complexities.
Exactly. And a key part of that trust is learning to quiet that inner critic.
Oh, yeah.
That voice that's constantly analyzing and second-guessing everything.
Right.
It's about tuning in to those subtler signals and insights that often come from our intuition.
This has been an incredible deep dive. I'm really feeling inspired to revisit my own trading plan
Good, okay.
and really focus on developing that unshakable mindset.
Yeah, well, trading in the zone, it really does provide a powerful roadmap for mastering the mental game of trading.
Right.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme or a magic formula for predicting the market or anything.
No, yeah.
It's about developing the self-awareness, the discipline, and the emotional resilience needed to navigate those inevitable ups and downs of trading.
Right.
It's about taking responsibility for our results and becoming the best traders we can be.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So to all our listeners out there, we really encourage you to check out Trading in the Zone.
Yes.
Explore these concepts further.
Yeah, you might be surprised at what you discover about yourself and your potential for success in trading and beyond.
Until next time, happy trading, and may the odds be ever in your favor.